Hello viewers, hello Zimbabwe, Maswera sei, Maswera sei, Maswera sei. I would want to believe that you are hearing me loud and clear. We are having network challenges because of load shedding, because of um, other weather conditions which are here. But let us explore this. Let us talk about this move by President Emerson Mnangagwa's government. He's trying by all means possible to make a move and try and force SADC to recognize his presidency. And they've announced that they've started preparations about the upcoming SADC summit, which is scheduled to happen in August this year. According to the Herald, they are actually running the preparations at this moment in time. So this is the article which says preparations for the 44th SADC Heads of State and Government Summit that Zimbabwe will host in August began yesterday with a meeting between various ministries led by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade and officials from the SADC Secretariat. Is this true? At this moment in time, there is no communication from the SADC Secretariat to this effect, to this regard. Remember that when a SADC Secretariat or within SADC is about doing something, they actually put it to notice to tell the people that we are having A, B, C, D. And at this moment in time, SADC news is not yet dealt with this issue, or SADC Secretariat has not dealt with this issue at this moment in time. And I do not know where the Herald is getting all this. But yes, the team in Harare is doing so as per the known protocol of the past, so that they know for sure what SADC is thinking about. They are trying to provoke SADC so as to understand what SADC think at this moment in time. They are testing the waters. So it's a two-way issue where they want to see the position of SADC. What will SADC do if we say we are already preparing? If we say we are already doing A, B, C, D, and we involve SADC itself, what will happen? So, in my own view, Zimbabwe has failed to deal with the SEOM report, which prompted the extraordinary summit to happen in Angola. And during that extraordinary summit which happened in Angola, resolutions were made. And ZANU-PF has refused to honor the resolutions which were made on that extraordinary summit which happened in Angola. And they've refused to make sure that the ministers of foreign affairs are involved and the elders come to make an investigation. They've refused to do that. So they cannot run on SADC. It will be something else, Team Zimbabwe. If this is to happen, then that will be the beginning of more chaos in the SADC region at this moment in time. So I have been checking on SADC portal. There is nothing. The last report which is there is about the mission, the SADC mission, which is in DRC, known as the Summit DRC, which was deployed on 15 December. That is the last communique from the SADC Secretariat at this moment in time. So I do not know how Herald has gotten to a point of reporting about this, or how the Zimbabwean government is moving forward to actually plan for the August summit without the SADC Secretariat communicating it. So the communication which is there is a communication from the Herald, not from the SADC Secretariat, as per the norm, as per the values, as per the culture of SADC. We need to know SADC, because this is something being hosted by SADC. It cannot be communicated by a third party. It cannot be communicated by Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe must communicate after the communication of SADC as a response to say, due to or given the communique from SADC, we are now doing a BCD. That is the protocol. So at this moment in time, Team Zimbabwe is very difficult for us to tell if President Mnangagwa will actually assume the chairmanship of SADC Troika. And is SADC taking action against Zimbabwe? Probably yes, because there are rules, there are regulations, there are guiding principles which guide the whole of SADC. And if you fail to adhere, or if you fail to honor the resolutions made by a SADC organ, then there is no need for you to continuously be part of SADC activities. So at this moment in time, in my own view, I believe that this is a matter of damage control. ZANU-PF is trying to control information within Zimbabwe. Is try to control the mood of the people within Zimbabwe to make it as if SADC has abandoned everything and everyone. That is what ZANU-PF is trying to portray at this moment in time. And SADC is actually delaying to implement the resolutions which were made in Angola. I do not know why they are delaying. Is it because of divisions within SADC? Is it because of lack of cooperation from countries like South Africa, from countries like DRC? Is it because of all those things? We do not know. But what we know, according to protocol, according to procedure, SADC must be excluding Zimbabwe in all of its events until they have dealt with the issue. So in conclusion, my own view, this report from the Herald, it must be ignored by the people of Zimbabwe at this moment in time, because there is no need for Zimbabwe to start preparing for a SADC summit without resolving the resolutions of the SADC summit itself, which is set in Angola, and resolved that investigations be made and see how conflict resolution might happen in the nation of Zimbabwe. What if you prepare for the coming of SADC and boom, protests start in the nation of Zimbabwe against the same SADC? What will happen? How are you going to deal with that issue? So at this moment in time, I know SADC knows the protocols and knows what needs to be done. They know the dangers of ignoring the situation in Zimbabwe and leaving it like that. They know the dangers of that, to deal with this matter at a later stage if other events overtakes them. So I don't believe that this summit we have to happen in such a way. Maybe they may say, okay, we still have a pending issue on Zimbabwe. We will go to Zimbabwe, but Zimbabwe will not assume the chairmanship of SADC. That is a possibility again. So I was talking to someone who is an expert in that field and said to me, there is a great possibility that SADC might come to Zimbabwe for the summit, but Zimbabwe might fail to assume the chairmanship of SADC at that summit simply because of its failure to deal with the resolutions of the previous summit, which means they can prepare for the summit. The leaders will come to Zimbabwe, but Zimbabwe will be stopped at that summit from taking over the chairmanship of SADC up until they implement the resolutions of the extraordinary summit. So this is what we have Team Zimbabwe for you at this moment in time. President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his team, they are trying by all means possible to deal with the situation and control the situation at this moment in time. And my major question is, are they going to be able to succeed in doing so? We watch and see. So do not panic when you see these articles coming. Do not panic, because I have been given two scenarios, and scenario number one, the summit might be postponed or might be done to another country, or the summit might happen in Zimbabwe, but Zimbabwe will not assume the chairmanship up until they have adopted the resolutions of the last summit. So that is according to protocol, and that is according to the rules and regulations governing SADC countries. So those are really, it is what it is. Let us talk in the comment section. What are your views? What do you think? Because we've seen ZANU-PF people celebrating already.